Hello, and welcome to the Casino Tears podcast. I'm one of your hosts, 10 Ton is number one, and joining me as my co-host is the one and only Ed Robinson from Roll to Win Craps. If you want more info on our show, please visit our page at casinotears.com. On this week's show, we discuss a new set, Off Axis, Landing Zone, huge hit. We also touch on hop bets, 100 times odds, Tunica, trapping, tracking, Bump John, Dr. No, and 10 Ton doesn't get Ed's joke.
Got your Fremont hat on. Frickin' traitor.
Don't you love my hat, Ed?
No,
I won the hat.
I don't. Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am staring at a $4,000 hat. And I have no idea if that was the true cost, but I know you were $2,500 in the hole. Now you want a hat. I hope you got at least a break even.
I went back there. I won it all back. And Ed, I am now the proud owner of a Fremont hat that I'm wearing right now in your honor.
I am glad that you got your money back. I could care less about advertising the Fremont Casino and their hat. You could probably buy one from Brian over at Hawaii Crap Shooters, much less expensive because he's got like 47 of them things. Why didn't you get a jacket?
Not yet. That's the next step because I only rolled 33.
You had to break, is it 40 or 50? I don't know. I think they got two different levels of, I think they used to have
40, I think.
They got one, yeah, but they got a different one at a higher number, and I think it's 40 and 50. I think it's
40 and then 60 or something, or if you roll an hour, you're considered golden arm, right? I think so. You have to roll over an hour.
I don't know.
I could tell you about this right now, or wait, because I want to talk to you about Tunica.
You're already talking about it.
All right, fuck it. Let's do it. So, Bump John, he won a hat at the same time. Ed, let me just tell you about this roll.
Two of my finest students.
Yeah, Bump John. Well, I think you probably like Bump John more because he's an Alabama fan.
I do. Absolutely. He would not wear that hat. He would wear an Alabama hat.
Yeah, he would. And he does wear the Alabama hat a lot. Although he did wear this Fremont hat the other night.
Did he?
And then he wore an Alabama hat too. Pretty sweet. I'm happy just because I'm like, God damn it, I know I could do this. I know I could. So I went down there doing everything that you and Bo probably advise against, which is don't go down, don't force a game. I want revenge, retribution, retaliation, call it whatever you want. Vengeance. That's what I want on casinos that take my money. Might be a bad attitude, might not be the healthiest thing, but it works for me. Chip on my shoulder.
Robert Conrad.
Oh, yeah. We've got fact checked a lot. But that's good.
That was Robert Conrad.
Baba Black Sheep.
Yep. That was Robert Conrad. He also starred in How the West Was Won.
I don't think I've ever heard of that movie.
It was a TV show.
Oh, it was? It was a TV show?
There was a movie called How the West Was Won. And then there was a great, here we go, off topic again. There was a great series of How the West Was Won. And then Robert Conrad starred as a French trapper.
Oh, I like that. French trapper, dude. That's cool.
In a it was a mini series, Bicentennial. So in 1976, there was this book written called Bicentennial, and it was just kind of about the birth of the country and how everything was formed. They made a mini series out of it on TV, and lo and behold, Robert Conrad was the French trapper.
Those trappers, were they in canoes and stuff?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They wore like the raccoon hats, right? With the tails on them.
Running around, talking to the Indians, trading with them, all that, yeah.
Trapping, dude. Trapping
craps.
Craps critters.
He was trapping crap beasts.
Way before craps was even invented.
Well, you know.
Maybe it was invented then. It was, I think, somewhere down there.
Yeah, down in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, off topic.
We're off topic, and we're talking about Robert Conrad, who did the Duracell commercial. He would go ahead. Knock it off. I dare you. I dare you.
I kind of remember that.
Anyway.
Of course, Old Bay Craps corrected us.
Yeah, I was going to say it had to be Craig from Old Bay Craps.
Yeah, actually, he wasn't the first. Yeah, I think it was Mile High Mike. I think, wait a second, was it?
How do we get off topic so quick?
I don't know, but it was Mile High Mike. He was the first one. First fact checker in there.
Which part was he fact checking? That it was Robert Conrad?
Baba Black Sheep, yeah. And then
okay.
Old Bay chimes in, Robert Conrad, Black Sheep Squadron. I don't know if he fact checked the fact checker. I don't know.
Well, there might have been a name change in that show. We'll get Old Bay to fact check that. As I always called it Baba Black Sheep, but Black Sheep Squadron might have been. I think there might have been a name change
Ed,
on
I
that
was the
show.
black sheep of my family.
So was I.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
I guess I could see that, but really? That's kind of surprises me.
Why?
There wasn't just a God-fearing Ed. There was a get into trouble Ed.
Oh, I was a major get into trouble. There's no doubt about that. I had my ass beat so many times.
Oh, man. Fremont, a roll down there
Yeah.
with
Bump John.
Bump John. And so check this out, Ed. There's some good stories in here. So I find out it's the other table. When you walk into Fremont from where you park,
Parking deck.
not from the parking deck. I don't know. We just valet, right? So you walk in that door, and then there's a table that's perpendicular to the roll-to-win table and the main table, which is the big table that I think that's always open.
Yep.
We happen to be there on a Sunday night or Saturday night, and that table, I found out it's only open on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights. And that table, to me, seems like a hair smaller than the other one. So I changed my set, Ed. I changed my set, practiced at home. I was just fucking around with some stuff. And then I went to a column 1 set, hardway set, 2323, which I now have called that the 23andMe set.
Oh, they're going bankrupt. That's okay.
Okay, that's cool. I never did that.
Now, whoever buys them out gets all of your
DNA.
DNA.
I never did that because
How
I
stupid
didn't.
is that? Me either. The government knows all I want them to know about me.
Them's conspiracy talk right there. You know that? That they're
What I
using
just
it.
said,
Yep.
I don't care. It's truth.
Well,
They know all about me. I want them to know.
they do.
In
Yep.
fact, they know more about me than I want them to know.
They know what dice sets you're going to use before you use them.
Well, that dealer up there at Hard Rock, she was a mind reader. She knew exactly what for me to bet on.
Oh, nice.
She was a savant.
Nice. The idiot savant. Her pineal gland.
She was not an idiot. She
Her
was a
pineal
very,
gland
very
was-
lovely Asian lady with long black hair.
Oh, nice, man. Nice.
Really long. Really, 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 really long black hair.
Man. You know, they
As
say,
if she would have any other color hair.
but you know what they say about long hair. Did I tell you this? I'm sure this must have come up in a podcast earlier.
Talking about on armpits or what?
No, not on armpits, dude. No, I'm talking about
Pubic hair?
Did we talk about this?
Long hair?
There was a study. This is facts. There was a study done in World War II with Native American trackers that got drafted into the Army. They were supposed to have these ranger-like tracking abilities. What happened is that they went into the Army, whatever, where they have them. They cut off all their hair because that's what you do in the Army. And they found out that their tracking abilities were shit.
Yeah, we've had this conversation
We
before.
have had this conversation.
Last year, season 1.
Yeah, season 1. Well, anyway, it turns out it all relates because that's why. She had long hair. She's probably sensing more from her environment, in tune more with the world. You should grow your hair out, Ed. You gonna grow your hair out?
I'm going to when I retire.
Nice, man. You gonna grow a long ass beard?
No, I don't. I'm not going to go ZZ Top or any of that kind of thing.
That would be cool though. I'm all for it. Okay, so we go in there and guess who else we meet? We meet Alan G, a representative from the Hawaiian division.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alan G, Viking fan. He's awesome. And I've only shot with him one other time, a long time ago, and it was really brief. So, as excited, he saved my spot at Stick Right 1. Nice guy. And you know who else was there? Someone from the Tampa division, G-Man. G-Man
was there.
G-Man was there with
Met
Dynamite.
the infamous
Dynamite was there too.
Dynamite was there too.
I think she was playing slots though. She was not shooting. So here's a scene. Stick left 1, G-Man. Straight out, Bump John. And then work your way around. Stick right 2 was Alan G. And then I was Stick right 1. My first role.
You had a little gang going.
Yep. We had an impromptu flash crew or something, like a flash mob. So, okay. everyone, I'm trying a new set. Go easy. I give everyone the, just a heads up. No idea how this is going to go. Another interesting side note. I had a conversation, and I have to credit this to Dr. No. I talked to him. I hadn't talked to him in a minute. Listen, man, you ever play Fremont? And he's like, yeah, love Fremont, like that table. He said, make sure you really focus on your landing zone as close to that back wall as possible, right? And I noted that. And guess what, Ed? Here's another thing that I have to tell you. There's a lot of weird things that happen. So it turned out, since I thought I was going to be driving, I have a different contact prescription for my left eye, specifically for when I drive. It's a little stronger so I can see street signs, right? But it interferes with some close-up vision. So I have like a weird sort of discrepancy, or I can't find a contact lens. So my normal contact lens is different from when I have to go for a long drive. I put this in. I put that lens in my eye because I thought I needed to focus on a little longer distance, right? Dude, I shot great and my shot looked amazing. And then all of a sudden, lo and behold, on my 18th toss or whatever, I needed the ace deuce to complete them all. I had made them all, which was nice. Everyone was pretty stoked, and I had like 33
But they
rolls.
won't let you really bet high on the ATS.
The max
correct?
there is 25, 10, 25. So it's essentially a $3,000 hit.
Yeah.
And that was very satisfying just to accomplish that. And then the roll just kept going and going and going. Okay, well, the 23andMe set, so far so good with that. That's a keeper, Ed. Bump John is tracking my dice too.
Yeah.
About 2/3 of the time, one of my dice is off axis, which is a nice thing to know.
How often?
2/3.
66% of the time.
We've played more. He's like, dude, by the way, this 18 roller, you were off axis 15 times. Most of the time, I'm off axis.
Well, you're throwing it into the mixing bowl.
Yeah, which is useful information because I now am like working on, after X amount of tosses, anecdotal data. I'm looking at what are the hard ways that I tossed. 3 hard 6s in that, 2 hard 10s. And since then, I've probably played like 5, 6 times. That data still holds true. Hard 6s, hard 10s are my dominance. My straight up, I nailed the 6s. In fact, Ed, you would have loved it. 2 nights ago, I repeated 4 deuce 3 times in a row. Odd thing was that I never hop, and I was hopping it. I didn't press it up like you, though.
You should have pressed it.
I know, but anyway.
Well, only, you really shouldn't.
I had 25 bucks on it. That's why.
Did you hop it on a come out, or did you hop it on?
I just hopped
in the
it.
middle.
I just hopped it because I wanted to start experimenting with some hops because I kind of know now. I was just experimenting, working on some things.
Hop bets are the crack cocaine for dice influencers.
Yeah, well, I took a hit from the pipe just for that. The high wore off, and then that was it. Thank God I don't have an addictive personality. Okay? The hop.
You don't think? You don't think?
Hop bets are the gateway drug to chaos.
Yeah, they really are.
Back to the store. 33 roller. Great. Bump John. Bump John follows it up with a 24 roller, or maybe a 28 roller. So he killed it, and he was actually shooting not from his normal position. So recently he had mixed it up the time before when we went to Horseshoe 2 nights before. He had made them all from straight out, just mixing up his position because he's been going through a little slump from stick left 1, which is why I switched over to stick right 1 initially. So anyway, he had made them all, and then he follows it up at Fremont with a fantastic roll from straight out. That table overall was generally hot. And then G-Man had a double-digit roll as well, pretty high. I would like to say, Ed, what makes this session noteworthy is that G-Man was the first person to call out and invoke the James A challenge.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. I've done it 2 times so far.
How did he play it? How did he want you to play it?
Let me tell you this, though. The session before, hopefully we'll talk about this later, but I met G-Man, and he's like, I want to do the James A challenge. I said, you know what? Word of caution. I'm not on tonight. I suggest you don't do it. And he didn't because I wasn't shooting good. So he invoked it at Fremont on my second roll. And my second roll was actually an 18 roller. I only rolled twice. But we did the James A, and he chose to break up the $100, 50 hard 10, 50 placing it.
Yeah.
I hit easy 10. So we split the $100, handed him $50, and then left it up there. Didn't go back up on the hard ways. And then a couple rolls later, hit it again, gave him another $50.
Oh, this is a continuous bet. I
Hey
didn't know
man,
that.
yeah, we're leaving it up. We're leaving it up.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was. It just became
10-ton
that.
generous.
Yeah. So we left that up, ended up making $100. So James A challenge complete. Congratulations, G-Man.
Yeah. Was he carrying a violin case or anything like that?
No.
I just wondered.
No, why would he be carrying a violin case?
Well, they used to keep their Tommy guns in a violin case.
Oh, yeah, G-Man. That's right.
Yeah.
The second James A challenge, I'll remind you because that's a whole nother story. But that, unfortunately, that was with LA, with Leanne.
I like LA.
At Cromwell, and it didn't go well. And I'm sad that it didn't. So I'm batting,
She probably is sad too.
yeah, 50%. So that's Fremont, and that's why I have this hat, and I'll eventually go and get the jacket.
I like the way you've gone ahead and made the curve in the bill.
Gotta always
of the
make the
hat.
curve in the bill.
Because so many dorks leave it square.
I don't know, that's just the style, Ed. I guess you can relate. This is the old school driving the truck, looking for gators curve.
Yeah, you got to have a curved bill. You can't have that flat thing.
I don't know, but that's more the style. Everyone has the flat bill.
And they're dorks for doing it.
I won't get kicked out of there. Oh, did I tell you on that first roll with 33, the 33 roller? I had a $100 hard 10 with 50 on the 10 for the dealers and hit it. They were so fucking happy, man. We're so happy. I was happy too.
You had a hard 10 for the dealers?
I had a hard 10 for the dealers, $50, because what happened is Bump John hit it. I think we started with a quarter and then like $15 two-way because I wasn't tipping them, Ed. During my 33 roller, I was not really tipping them. I was just focused on that deep landing zone close to the wall. That conversation with Dr. No actually really helped. It was just that sometimes you just need a reminder. That was a reminder, and I really keyed in on that because those dice landed so close to that wall so many times. And so I've been just conscious of that.
Don't lose that contact.
No, I've got whole cases of these contacts for driving.
Well, now you need them for playing dice.
I know. But anyway, regardless, the hard 10, they loved it. The stick woman, she was so happy to call out that hard 10 because obviously it's Fremont. There's not a lot of people betting $50 on a hard way for these guys. And they were definitely break-in dealers. They weren't like the fastest crew of the West, dude. They were not quick draw. It was more of a slower pace, setting bets. As far as my tipping goes throughout the hand, I gave them money to bet. This is yours. Bet it across on this roll because I just wanted to sort of make up for not tipping. And that's when, in that time period, that's when I had a $15 hard 10 for them, piggybacked on mine, and then I made them press it up to 50 when I pressed mine up to 100. And then that's when it hit. Was it a hard 10? Maybe it was a fucking hard 8. Either way, whatever the case was, Bump John did it. My memory is vague. All I know is that the most important thing is that it hit. They got paid $450. That means it was a hard 8.
Here's the most critical question about the Fremont.
Mm-hmm.
Do they serve honey and water there?
Dude, they did. And I had
really? I am shocked.
I had 2 of them. Mm-hmm. 2 honeys and water. I did.
Wild Turkey makes American honey.
Oh, really?
You should put that in there.
Maybe.
With no water.
I don't know, man. I'm in the 600-day zone of not drinking.
I got to change that.
No, so it was. So, Ed, thank you. You're right. Because guess what? It paid $450. That means it was a hard 8. Bump John threw it because Bump John throws hard 8s. And that's what happened. I did not throw that. He did it, but I made the bet, and they're happy. So I hope I don't get kicked out of there. I don't think I will.
Not yet. Don't take Bo with you.
And as Bump John says, he brings up an interesting point. Why wouldn't they want you to have a long roll there? That's what they have the fucking counters there for, right? Why would they want
No, that's not why they have the counters.
Why would they want to kick you out?
They have the counters there, so all the tourists will go in and try to win a hat and lose $1,000 trying to win a $15 hat.
I'm so happy I'm a proud owner of this hat.
Probably doesn't even cost them $15.
I know. No, it probably doesn't really. Probably costs them $12 max.
Maybe 8.
Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, if they haven't changed their design, I'm sure.
They paid for the artwork once 27 years ago.
Yep, that's it. So, but anyway, man, yeah. So that's the Fremont story. But we can get to this whole thing about the contact lens, Ed. Ed, about the contact lens, why I
Yeah.
think that's a thing in combination with
Well,
the landing
it
zone.
lets you be able to see a little further out.
I've noticed it. Maybe it tightened up my shot, everything about it.
I didn't know you were shooting with one eye.
Well,
That changes everything.
it's not like I have a glass eye. It's just not as strong in distance wise. Signs are a little blurry. Yeah, the pirate.
You're the pirate.
So, Ed, I did end up the other night. It was 2 a.m. because I sent you a text, and I like sending you these super late night texts, like at 3 and 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I get up at 5 and I look at my phone and you've got this. I got a text. I didn't look to see when you sent it. I just like replied to it because I figured you was like, counting sheep or something by then, and you immediately responded.
Yep. Maybe I'll catch Ed when he's waking up and I'm going to bed. What happened was I got home. I was out with LA. Man, I was close to having some good rolls, and I had like a 24 roller or so at Cromwell, which we can talk about later. I got a lot of thoughts on Cromwell now that I've been there. And then Horseshoe, I think I was up close to double. I think it was maybe an 18 roller. But anyway, on my way home, I said to myself, I'm going to walk through Arya. I am tired, but I'm going to walk through Arya. If this table is open that I've been winning on, I'm going to go to it and give it a shot. Turns out, Ed, it's open. One of my favorite dealers is there. Her name's Twee. She's so lucky. She's so sweet. She's been there when I've made it a couple times. This is a very welcoming table. 3 people there. I get my marker, 5K. Within 5 minutes, I got the table by myself. 2 a.m, whatever, 1:30. Sweet. First roll bet, I went to the 5-6-6-5. It didn't pan out. I'm like, what am I doing with this set? I just made it all at Fremont with the 23andMe set. $300 on the bonus. Let's do this shit, right? 100 horn. Boom. I hit 12 immediately.
Oh,
Fucking,
man.
yeah, awesome, right? $600. Cool. Sweet. Off to the races. And then I just kept shooting, focusing in on my landing zone, 23andMe. At those Arya tables, you almost have to try to land them a little lighter because they have a little cushion there. That's what I do notice about throwing that.
A little cushion.
Yeah, you got to land them a little lighter so they don't scatter. So all of a sudden, I look up. I was just in a zone, dude. Just me at this table. I look up. I'm like, there's the 3, the 8, and the 9 are left, right? Because I got the aces and the 12 out of the way early. So then I said to myself, God, I literally, dude, I become a religious person. Ed, when I'm shooting dice, they're back there, and I'm like, please, God, just let me hit the ace deuce, because the ace deuce, I'm always hitting the ace deuce. This is a dominant number with this set. Please, God, let me hit the ace deuce. And then, dude, fucking throw it. Bink, bink, ace deuce. I fist bump in the air. Sweet. $3,000.
Thank you, baby cheese.
Right. And then I look over. I got the 8 and the 9. What a position to be in. What a position. I cannot fuck this up. Right.
Yeah.
Next throw. 4, 5, 9. Immediately, no hesitation. I got into a big, long discussion with Bo about this because in some ways he disagrees, and I know you're going to disagree. I immediately, no hesitation, $6,000 lay on the 8. That was all the chips in my rack, by the way. I had like 6,000 in there. Boom. I took out all the purples, put them on the felt. They put them up there. Okay, cool. So now I'm in a no-lose scenario. I've made minimum $8,000 in 20 minutes. 3,000 from there, 5,000 from this lay. Guaranteed. I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight. Next toss, Ed.
Yeah, I know what your next toss was.
Easy 8. 6-2. Fuck yes. Then they hand over all those chips, man. Just a stack. I'm like, wait, can I take a picture of this? Took a couple pictures for proof because I'm the only one there. And then I shoot one more time. And then, oh, by the way, 7 out right after that.
You didn't turn your bets off after you hit the all?
No, I didn't really have much up there.
You
Ed.
should. Well,
I should have.
yeah, because you spent it all on your lay.
Yeah, I should have just, but I didn't really have much up there, man. I was ecstatic. I was like, fuck yes. That's 2 times in 3 days with 23 and me, Ed. 23 and me. That might be the title of this episode, maybe.
There you go. Good episode.
So I'm up like 15,000, right? Profit. Okay, I'm going to use this and I'm going to go big. Going to go back up on the bonus 300. And I'm just going to go bigger bets. Couple rolls. I was out of there. Cool. Done. Pay my worker off, leaving with 13.5. And then I sent you a text and Bo, and then we're good. That was it. To be continued with 23 and me.
I think that's probably a good idea since you're throwing into the mixing bowl and you have such a high off axis probability.
Dude, it was the smartest thing to actually start notating these and having Bump John there, because when he was not just writing down the number, looking at what they were, 156 versus just me writing down a 6.
Yeah.
That was super helpful because I am really heavy on the off axis. So pretty sweet. And that was sort of my big adventures. Again, strong argument for the bonus. And by the way, I've adjusted how I've been playing the bonus, which is very manageable. I play everyone else. I'll play quarters with a $25 horn high ace deuce, which now turned into, Ed, interesting little tidbit, $100 on the line, 75 on the bonus, 25 on each. But instead of doing a 25 horn high ace deuce, I now, because the floor, Brian, the floor at Horseshoe literally suggested to me, why don't you do a $20 C, $5 E? That will pay you a little more instead of your $25 horn high ace deuce. That is so nice. That is really nice of this person to actually give you that advice. That's nice, right?
Yeah. And where it pays you more is if you'd hit the 3.
Pays 135, I believe.
With what were you betting?
25.
25 horn high ace deuce.
Yep.
Your pass line wins on the 11.
Yeah.
So what if you had done this?
Tell me, man. I like this. This is nitty gritty.
How much do you have on the pass line?
I have 100 because I'm got 75 up on the bonus, and that's what I use the other 25 to combat.
All right. So on your horn high ace deuce, the 12 or the 2 would have paid 30 to 1. That would have been 30. That'd been 150.
Mm-hmm.
And 10 times 15 on the ace deuce is 150.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you got.
Yeah.
So let's see. If you'd have bet a three-way craps.
A three-way craps would have been.
But you would have had to have bet more on that to cover that ace deuce.
Yeah. Because that would have been.
Because 5.
That would have been
15,
175 with a $25 C, right?
25 times 7.
Yeah, it's 175. But I don't get.
You get clipped on the aces or the 12.
Ed, when I have bigger number on when I'm shooting and I'm going like 300, I've got $100 horn. I just boost it right up there and go for it.
Well, but you're covering the 11 with the horn.
Yeah, I know.
And your pass line is already covering.
Mm-hmm.
So I would do the math and try to figure out what I could bet a three-way craps with to cover, maybe with some profit.
It's tough. It's like the lesser of a couple evils. When I hit it with a quarter, usually on that first one, I'm taking 25 and then pressing it up to 50 on the next roll whenever I hit it.
Yeah, so what I would do probably then is if I did your play with the C and E and you hit it, what'd you put on the C?
20.
20, which pays you 140, right?
Yep.
You got $100 on the pass line. That leaves you $40 to play with.
Mm-hmm.
So then I would take that C of 20 and take that 40 that I had profit and bet me a $60 three-way craps on for the second toss.
Okay, that's interesting. You wouldn't then move into and put all that on just a straight horn?
I don't care about the 11. I'm already getting paid 1-to-1. I'm not going to lose, and I get another throw. So then I can go back to my C and E.
I'll have to work this out, man.
I like the three-way craps if you've got enough on it, because I mean, if you had a $60 three-way, that's $20 on each of the crap numbers. 20 times 15 and 20 times 15. Either one of those are good hits.
Yeah.
Then you get, or 20 times 30 rather. That's $600.
Yeah.
2 or 12 pay you $600.
Interesting. So maybe I should move away from.
That's on the second toss. That's on the second toss after your C hits.
Yeah, on the second toss, I was actually pressing up and moving into a horn.
I just push it all to a 3-way craps.
Hmm.
Because then you got 20 times your worst payout's 20 times 15. That's still $300, which is $200 profit.
Hell yeah, man. That's pretty sweet.
That's what I would do.
Okay. I'm going to run all these in my little scenario.
In the lab?
Just like I did before we talked last time about how I was going to play the bonus and figuring out what my lays were. I think that's still in the editing bay. But dude, that's the most you can lay. The most you can lay on that table is 6,000 on that number, which is what I did on the 6 and 8.
I don't really blame you for 100, 100, 100.
What's that?
I said I don't really blame you at 100, 100, 100.
Oh, nice, Ed. You don't.
I know you just knocked 2 of the 3 off in 2 rolls. I might give it a shot, but I mean, can't blame you.
No.
You're locking up a tidy profit.
Yeah. And I knew I was going to go to bed.
Yeah.
To me, this was absolute gravy. Dude, you want to talk about Tunica and your trip?
What do you want to know?
I want to know about your trip to Tunica.
Do you know what I like about Tunica?
A full-length extended version of this podcast is available exclusively on our Patreon page. New episodes drop weekly every Tuesday. We hope you enjoyed this podcast and will tell all of your fellow craps-playing friends about it. Please follow Casino Tears on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. If you like the show, please rate it 5 stars and leave a review. The best and most fun way to contact us would be to call and leave a message on our official Casino Tears vent line, 229-NO7. You can also email us at no7@casinotears.com. And lastly, to help support this podcast, you can visit our Patreon at patreon.com/casinotears. On behalf of Roll to Win Craps from Alabama and 10 Ton is #1 from Las Vegas, thanks for listening.